Hey, this is Off the Cuff, and I'm Steve from TorahFamily.org. It wasn't too long ago, I was washing my car at the local car wash. I was just starting to finish up and rinsing it off when suddenly I heard the alarm sound that says you only have 1 minute left. I immediately looked at how much I had to rinse off still, and then glanced at the timer, seeing the seconds just tick away. I thought to myself, I got this. And I kicked the rinse cycle into overdrive, if you will. The last thing I remember was seeing I had 26 seconds left as I raced to get all the soap off. I was going as fast as I could when suddenly the water just stopped. I thought, what? No way. I know I did not burn through 26 seconds already. But there I was, standing next to my car that had soap on it still, with a water gun in my hand that's not working. I heard the alarm. I knew it was about to come to an end. It just came faster than I thought. As I was putting more money into the machine to finish the rinse cycle on my car, I was thinking about how that's so similar to today. People are seeing how things in this world don't seem right. People are seeing how, we could be witnessing signs pointing to the end. However, is there any change to the way we are living? Is there any change in making the creator of this world first and foremost in our life? I realize we may still have lots of time left. I do. But what if we don't? Shouldn't we at least consider the possibility, even if it's very small, that the time we're living in right now actually could be pointing to the end? But let's assume for a second that all is fine in the world and we could have decades or even centuries to go before Yeshua's return. Let's assume that for a moment. Over the last several months, we've had multiple people that we personally know who are in bad car accidents. Bad car accidents. Thankfully, in each of the crashes, no one was severely injured. However, death could easily have occurred in these crashes. When I heard about these crashes, it was a reminder to me how this life can be taken at a moment's notice, regardless of how good our health may be. We aren't guaranteed tomorrow. None of us are. And while I always think, we always think, not just me, we always do. All of us, we have this mentality, that always happens to other people, not me. I get it. But things can happen around us that we have no control over. We can be living our lives when suddenly our time can come to a sudden end. Yeshua gives a small parable that touches on this topic. Luke chapter 12. And he told them this parable. The ground of a certain rich man produced a good crop. He thought to himself, what shall I do? I have no place to store my crops. Then he said, this is what I'll do. I will tear down my barns and build bigger ones, and there I will store my grain and my goods. And I'll say to myself, you have plenty of good things laid up for many years. Take life easy, eat, drink, and be merry. But God said to him, you fool, this very night your life will be demanded from you. Then who will get what you have prepared for yourself? This is how it will be with anyone who stores up things for himself, but is not rich toward God. Now, I realize the overall point to this parable is to not focus your life only on storing up riches here on earth. However, I believe the point is still there. Our life can be here one moment and gone the next. Even though I saw and heard the sign that the water was going to end soon, I still missed it. How many people today are looking at the world around us thinking, yep, it's about to end, but still aren't changing how they live? they still haven't made everything right with the Creator of it all. And let it be known, you can be a believer and still miss out on what the Father is calling you to do. When we look at the church of Sardis, we see this very issue. Revelation chapter 3. To the angel of the church of Sardis write, These are the words of him who holds the 7 spirits of God and the 7 stars. I know your deeds. You have a reputation of being alive, but you are dead. Wake up, strengthen what remains and is about to die, for I have not found your deeds complete in the sight of my God. Remember, therefore, what you have received and heard. Obey it and repent. But if you do not wake up, I will come like a thief, and you will not know at what time I will come to you. What a scary thought. I mean, these are believers that Yeshua is talking to. They could be thinking all is going good. They may even be thinking that, hey, they're going to see his coming when it's at hand. But Yeshua said they're going to miss it if they don't wake up and do the deeds he's calling them to do. That means they're not doing enough. They're not doing what he's calling them to do. They may be doing something, but he's saying, hey guys, hey, this, what you're doing isn't matching up with what I'm calling you to do. And that just flies in the face for some people because, you're not saved on works. I get it. We're not saved by works. But when you're saved, he calls us to obey. He calls us to walk in his ways. So what's missing in your life that he's calling us to do? He calls us to follow in obedience. Again, works don't save you, but when you are saved, you are called to walk in obedience. Thus, we are called to walk in these works that he has established from the beginning. So will you be ready when time is up? Even if that is a long way off still, I get it. But will you be ready when time is up for you? Don't take the time you've been given for granted. We should live each day like it's our last and focus each moment to make the most of that day. This way, no matter where we are or what we're doing, when our time is up, we know we are right in the center of his will. Don't wait to the last minute to do what you know he's putting on your heart. Let me say that again. Don't wait to the last minute to do what you know he's putting on your heart. Avoid the phrase, why do today what can be done tomorrow? Because what if tomorrow doesn't come? Whether his return is at hand or not, one thing is for sure. None of us are guaranteed tomorrow. Make it a point to spend some time in prayer today, asking him what he wants you to do. Focus that time on him, not on what you want him to do for you, but rather on what he wants you to do for him. Remember, the church of Sardis, they were doing things, but they obviously weren't doing what he wanted them to do. When you do that, after you do that, make it a point to follow through and stay the course until his next instruction comes along. Don't let any more time slip away. Do what he's calling you to do today. Walk in his ways. Walk in his obedience. Do it today, because you may not have tomorrow. Well, that's all I have. Think about it. Pray about it. But more than anything, be a doer of the word and not a hearer only. Until next time, Shalom.